The Avengers are just different. So rather than just talk about the movie in normal circumstances, I want to try something different. So these are the Avengers game logs. Yes, I said game logs, like in sports. I love basketball, so I'm going to talk about the Avengers like it's a basketball team. So we have MVP, best teammate, worst teammate, coach. There's some other categories. I may take some out. I may add some as I talk about each Avengers movie. But I wanted to do something different for the Avengers because it is a different type of movie than, the solo movies. So I hope you guys enjoy. Leave feedback, please. It can only help the pod, and I appreciate the listen. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. It is the road to Avengers Endgame. So each podcast, I focus on a MCU film or trilogy. And with the Avenger movies, I try to do a game log per se. It's like more of an award ceremony, best teammate, worst teammate, MVP, things like that. I try to switch it up from the solo movies. I already did the Cap trilogy, the Thor trilogy, the Iron Man trilogy. So today I want to talk about Avengers Age of Ultron, which is the second Avengers movie. And let's jump right into it. So the first award goes to the most improved Avenger, and that easily goes to Hawkeye, based on what happened in the first movie with him not really getting that much shine. But I gave this award to Hawkeye because when they fought the twins, he was able to stab Scarlet Witch in the head with one of the arrows to mess her up, while she was messing with everybody else. And, he had the little line about not being brainwashed again. But more importantly, he had a safe house to go to when everything fell apart, when everybody was messed up and they needed somewhere to go. He had the safe house. We met his family. They were really cool. His kids were cool. So he had somewhere to go for the Avengers, and that's a great bounce back for him. It was only one way to go for him, and that was up, because in the first Avengers movie he didn't really do much, and he also made Scarlet Witch an Avenger when they was on Sokovia. So that's a good comeback for Hawkeye, the most improved. The next moment is an award for best moment. When everyone was trying to lift Thor's hammer at the Avengers Tower at the party, I thought that was a cool moment for everybody to just chop it up, have some good laughs. You see Thor talking trash. You see Iron Man and Rhodey just trying to, use the gauntlets to pick it up. Black Widow saying she knows she's not worthy. And then you have Cap move it a little bit, and you see Thor's face, and it was just a fun moment, a great time, until Ultron came out and ruined everything. Worst teammate, it goes to the person who just wasn't thinking about the team, and a lot of bad things happen because of them. So I will go and give this to Iron Man because he created Ultron, so it's kind of his fault, why everything started. So the blame goes on Iron Man for Ultron, and you can tell that Ultron just had it out for him. Everything that they talked about, it was Ultron was directing everything to Iron Man, just saying he made me, so I'm going to go after him. So worst teammate goes to Iron Man by default for creating Ultron and all the madness that happens afterwards. On the contrary, best teammate goes to Quicksilver. Yes, Quicksilver is getting some shine. He saved Hawkeye's life, and he died. So I think that qualifies for him to be a great teammate. What else could you have done? So I know he wasn't that important, and he wasn't in the movie very long, and people didn't like his accent and everything, but he sacrificed himself, saved Hawkeye. Granted, it's not somebody everybody loves, but he sacrificed his life. So that makes him a great teammate in my book. This was not in the previous Avengers game log, but the best fight, it has to be Iron Man versus the Hulk. The Hulkbuster versus the Hulk. It was fun. It was great. It was the first time seeing the Hulkbuster in action, and it was a good fight. Iron Man had the upper hand at first, and then you seen the Hulk get really mad. It was cool seeing Veronica and all the gadgets they had to try to contain the Hulk, And I'm pretty sure that Bruce Banner worked with Tony on these gadgets to try to contain the Hulk, and it just still kind of didn't work. Eventually, he was able to subdue him, but they destroyed a lot of property, and that led to them bouncing to Hawkeye's farm. So it was a great fight. This is also a new category for this movie. 6-man award. In basketball, a 6-man is the first person off the bench, comes in, helps the team out. He gets rewarded at the end of the year. And for this movie in particular, I categorize the 6-man as someone who wasn't in the movie that long, but had a great impact. And that one goes to Vision. He was created mainly by Ultron, but then activated by Thor. He has the Mind Stone, and he was cool because he picked up Thor's hammer, which was a funny moment the first time you see it. And, he copied a little of Thor's style with the cape and everything like that. He had a little joke saying that Ultron hates Iron Man the most. And then he took it to Ultron. He had a good fight with him in the beginning. He, again, picked up the hammer and hit Ultron with it. And then he killed the last Ultron bot. So Vision had a nice little 15-20 minutes, to cap off this movie. And last but not least, I will go with the MVP. And the MVP for me, it was tough. I was going to go with co-MVPs. I was going to pick Thor because he activated Vision, but he did leave the Avengers when they went to the farm, and he had that weird dream, and it was just crazy, not a typical MVP move. I was going to go with Cap because he fought Ultron head on the truck. He also was willing to accept Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, like right there in the moment, when Ultron tried to kill them. So, that was good leader qualities for Cap. But I eventually settled on giving the MVP award to Nick Fury. I know he's not in the movie a lot, but at the end of the day, when Sokovia was, getting ready to be destroyed, he came through with the helicarriers and he brought War Machine. He saved a lot of people. And that's the goal, especially in that situation. He came through, and everybody else just had blemishes on their resume. Hawkeye is not really the MVP. Black Widow, no, not this time around. Hulk, no, he destroyed, Africa. And Cap, again, I gave, Iron Man, he created Ultron, so he can't be the MVP. Quicksilver, not in enough. Scarlet Witch, although she did kill, like, the Ultron bot's heart, but at the end of the day, you want to save people. So I went with Nick Fury because he came through. We didn't think he was going to come through. He gave a good speech in the farmhouse, like, you guys got to come up with a plan. And, he bounced. So he left all the burden on the Avengers. But he came through with the helicarriers, saved a lot of people. And he gets my MVP for this movie. I know it's a tough call, but it's not one of the Avengers. It's the Spy, Nick Fury, as the MVP of this movie. So to recap, most improved, Hawkeye. Best moment, everyone trying to lift Thor's hammer. Worst teammate, Iron Man. Best teammate, Quicksilver. Best fight, Hulkbuster versus the Hulk. 6-man, Vision. And MVP, Nick Fury. Let me know what you think about these awards. Who would you give it to? Do you like my MVP pick? Who would you pick for MVP most importantly? Because I struggle with picking Nick Fury. But thank you for listening. Hope you check out the rest of the podcast. Road to Endgame. Deuces.